Start step-by-step talking. Alex often felt a knot of anxiety tighten in his stomach whenever English conversation arose. He understood much, devoured books, and absorbed countless podcasts. Yet uttering a single complete sentence felt like scaling Mount Everest. The desire to articulate his thoughts fluently burned intensely, but fear held him captive, a silent observer in every discussion. He yearned for transformation. He vividly remembered a particular online meeting, a crucial international collaboration. Ideas sparked brilliantly in his mind, formulating perfect English phrases, yet his lips remained sealed. Others spoke with effortless grace, their words flowing like a river, while his remained trapped, unshared. That moment catalyzed his desperate search for a solution. One quiet evening, scrolling through various forums, he stumbled upon an old, almost forgotten blog post. It wasn't flashy or new, but its simple, direct advice resonated deeply with his current struggle. The article began by unequivocally stating the paramount importance of speaking, not just understanding. This was his first revelation. Why you should practice speaking, the heading declared boldly. It explained that passive knowledge, while foundational, doesn't build conversational muscle memory. Speaking forces your brain to retrieve words rapidly, construct sentences on the fly, and engage in real-time communication, transforming theoretical understanding into practical application. The blog emphasized that speaking isn't just about vocabulary and grammar. It's about confidence, rhythm, and connecting with people. It's the ultimate expression of fluency, proving that you can not only understand but also contribute actively to any discussion, opening doors to new opportunities and friendships. Let me tell you talking tips, the next section read, almost as if directly addressing Alex's silent plea. The first tip was surprisingly simple: change your mindset. Stop striving for perfection. Instead, aim for communication. Errors are not failures. They are stepping stones on the path to mastery. This shifted his perspective. It advised starting small, embracing imperfection, and celebrating every uttered word, no matter how clumsy. The goal was to overcome the initial inertia, the paralyzing fear of judgment. This mental shift was perhaps the most critical first step, liberating him from self-imposed linguistic shackles. Then came a radical suggestion: how people speak English. The blog explained that native speakers too make mistakes, pause, use filler words, and rephrase their thoughts. Their speech isn't always grammatically perfect or flawlessly structured. This insight was incredibly comforting to Alex. It highlighted the naturalness of spoken language, which differs significantly from written prose. People prioritize conveying meaning over rigid adherence to rules. Understanding this distinction freed Alex from the unrealistic expectation of speaking like a textbook. Authenticity was key, not flawlessness. The most revolutionary advice for Alex was the directive: start talking at home. This concept seemed almost silly initially, yet its logic quickly became apparent. It offered a safe, judgment-free zone to experiment, to find his voice without external pressure. He began by talking to himself in the mirror, describing his reflection, his room, his plans for the day. It felt awkward at first, a strange monologue, but gradually the words started flowing more naturally, albeit slowly. He meticulously tracked his progress. Next, he started recording himself. Using his phone, he would speak about a random topic for a few minutes, then listen back. This was excruciatingly difficult initially, hearing all his stumbles and mispronunciations. However, it provided invaluable diagnostic feedback. He learned to identify patterns in his errors, certain sounds he struggled with, common grammatical mistakes he repeated. The recordings became his personal language laboratory, allowing for targeted improvement without the fear of embarrassing himself in front of others. He also tried narrating his daily activities aloud. I am making coffee now. The water is boiling. I will add 2 spoons of sugar. This simple narration trained his brain to think directly in English, bypassing the mental translation from his native language. Engaging with fictional characters became another playful home practice. He'd imagine a conversation with his favorite movie character, responding aloud to their lines, predicting their reactions. This made practice feel less like a chore and more like an imaginative game. The blog also suggested singing along to English songs, really paying attention to the lyrics and trying to enunciate them clearly. This improved his pronunciation and rhythm, making his speech sound more natural and less stilted, a true auditory delight. Another effective home strategy was shadow speaking. He would listen to a podcast or a short news clip and try to repeat the words simultaneously, mimicking the intonation and speed of the speaker. This was challenging but incredibly effective for fluency. Creating short, impromptu speeches on random topics also helped. He'd pick a word like clouds or happiness and just speak continuously for 2 minutes, forcing himself to articulate thoughts on the fly, regardless of coherence, focusing solely on continuity. This dedicated home practice transformed his internal monologue into an English one. The initial awkwardness faded, replaced by a growing sense of comfort and a tangible improvement in his ability to form sentences spontaneously, even without an audience. The next crucial phase, as the blog highlighted, was how to speak with people. Transitioning from solo practice to real-world interaction presented a new set of challenges and anxieties, but Alex now felt much more prepared. The first advice was to find safe spaces for interaction. This could be online language exchange partners, joining a local English-speaking club, or simply engaging with understanding friends who were also learning the language. Low-pressure environments were key. He found an online language exchange group where he could practice with native speakers from various countries. The initial nervousness was intense, but the shared purpose and supportive atmosphere quickly put him at ease. He started with simple greetings. The blog emphasized the importance of active listening. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Truly listen to what the other person is saying. Ask clarifying questions and show genuine interest. This makes conversations flow more naturally. Small talk, often underestimated, was presented as a vital skill. Practicing common phrases for greetings, weather, or daily activities builds confidence for longer conversations. It's the warm-up before the main event, easing into deeper discussions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The blog reiterated this core message. Most people are understanding and appreciate your effort. Fumbling for words is part of the learning process, a sign of trying, not failing. Embrace the imperfections. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of questions that elicit a simple yes or no, ask how was your day? Or what do you think about? This encourages the other person to speak more, providing more opportunities for you to listen and respond. Prepare some topics in advance if you're nervous. Think about your hobbies, work, or recent experiences. Having a few mental bullet points can provide a safety net when conversation lulls, preventing awkward silences and boosting your confidence. Practice paraphrasing. If you don't understand a word or phrase, try to rephrase what you think the other person said. "So, if I understand correctly, you mean?" This clarifies understanding and keeps the conversation moving forward effectively. The blog also touched upon how to learn English more broadly, integrating speaking into a holistic learning approach. It stressed that speaking shouldn't be isolated, but rather interwoven with listening, reading, and writing for comprehensive fluency. Consistent exposure to authentic English was paramount. This meant daily listening to podcasts, watching movies without subtitles, or with English subtitles initially, and reading various English materials, from news articles to novels. Vocabulary acquisition was not about memorizing lists, but learning words in context. When he encountered a new word, he tried to use it in his daily home practice and later in conversations, reinforcing its meaning and natural usage. Grammar study was still important, but the blog advised against obsessing over every rule before speaking. Learn the basics, practice applying them, and refine through continuous speaking and feedback, rather than rigid rote memorization. Understanding how other people talk in English was another critical insight. It wasn't about mimicking accents, but appreciating the vast diversity of English speakers worldwide. Different cadences, regionalisms, and speech patterns exist. It encouraged listening to a variety of English accents and dialects, recognizing that there isn't just one correct way to speak. This broadened his comprehension and made him more adaptable in conversations with people from diverse backgrounds. He learned that people use idiomatic expressions and slang frequently. While not essential for basic communication, understanding common idioms enriched his comprehension and made his own speech sound more natural over time. The blog also highlighted the importance of nonverbal cues. Body language, facial expressions, and gestures play a significant role in communication. Observing these in others and incorporating them naturally into his own interactions enhanced his overall expressiveness. Finally, the section on how to take first step for talking was a powerful conclusion. It reiterated that the first step is often the hardest, but also the most rewarding. It's about overcoming that initial inertia and just starting. Alex realized that the first step wasn't about delivering a perfect speech. It was about uttering a single greeting, asking a simple question, or offering a brief comment. Consistency, not perfection, was the ultimate goal for progress. He made a commitment to speak English aloud every single day, even if it was just for 5 minutes in front of the mirror. This small, consistent action built momentum and gradually chipped away at his deeply ingrained apprehension. The blog advised finding a conversation partner who was patient and encouraging, someone who wouldn't judge mistakes but would gently correct them or offer alternative phrasing. This supportive environment was crucial for building confidence. Alex started attending online English speaking clubs. He'd prepare a simple introduction about himself, and though his heart raced, he would push himself to say at least one thing, no matter how small, in each session. He discovered that many people were in the same boat, struggling with similar fears. This shared experience fostered a sense of camaraderie, making him feel less isolated in his language learning journey and more connected. The key was not to wait until he felt ready, because ready might never come. The blog wisely stated that readiness comes from action, not from passive waiting. Speaking creates readiness, it doesn't wait for it. Every awkward pause, every mispronounced word, every sentence he had to rephrase became a valuable lesson. He embraced them as data points for improvement, rather than sources of embarrassment or reasons to give up. His daily routine became a canvas for English practice. From ordering coffee in English to thinking through his grocery list aloud, he found countless micro-opportunities to activate his speaking muscles throughout the day. He even started role-playing different scenarios in his head, mentally preparing for potential conversations, such as ordering food at a restaurant or asking for directions. This mental rehearsal boosted his confidence significantly. Over weeks and months, Alex noticed a remarkable transformation. The knot of anxiety in his stomach had loosened considerably. He no longer dreaded English conversations. In fact, he actively sought them out. His sentences flowed more smoothly, his vocabulary felt more accessible, and his pronunciation had improved dramatically. He could express complex ideas, joke with ease, and genuinely connect with people in English. The international meeting he once feared now held no terror. He participated actively, sharing his insights, asking thoughtful questions, and contributing meaningfully to the discussion, his voice clear and confident. He realized that the journey wasn't about becoming a flawless orator, but about becoming an effective communicator. It was about finding his own voice in English, embracing his unique style, and simply getting his message across. Alex had truly transformed. From a silent observer, he had become a confident participant, a testament to the power of consistent practice, a positive mindset, and the courage to take that all-important first step. His story became an inspiration, a living example that fluency isn't a magical gift but a cultivated skill. It requires dedication, self-compassion, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, one conversation at a time. He now encouraged everyone he met who struggled with English speaking to simply start. To talk to themselves, record their voices, find a friendly partner, and never underestimate the power of consistent, brave attempts. The path to English fluency, he now understood, was paved not with perfect grammar books, but with uttered words, shared laughter, and the joyous discovery of connecting with the world, one spoken sentence at a time. So, if you're holding back, remember Alex. Your voice matters, your thoughts deserve to be heard. Take that first step, embrace the journey, and unlock the incredible power of speaking English. Your adventure awaits.